update 7 on Typhoon Rammasun, which has weakened to winds of 105 miles per hour and a pressure of 956 millibars as it begins to emerge over the South China Sea. Its position is 14.2 degrees north, 120.3 degrees east as of 2 a.m. UTC on July the 16th. And the storm is it's weakened slightly from what it was before, with winds of 110 plus, and could weaken slightly more as it emerges out over the sea, and then could re-intensify as it heads towards China, where it may make landfall on the island of Hainan or the mainland, and then onto Vietnam as well, where it could still strike as a typhoon. So certainly the storm isn't over yet. Of course, the Philippines has had an encounter in the past 24 hours or so as the storm's moved over the islands, mainly southern Luzon, which has fared the worst from the storm, with winds of 115 miles per hour plus. Signal 3 warnings still remain in effect, of course, for southern and central Luzon, including Manila, Marinduque and northern Mindoro, and Signal 1 and 2 warnings in effect for large parts of the rest of the main island of Luzon and some of the other islands to its south as well, as you can see here on this map. This map's also on the website as well, if you'd like to have a closer look. But that's the current situation with the storm warnings, and of course Signal 3 warnings still in abundance. So this is a situation on satellite imagery. You can see how the storm's been moving towards the west-northwest, and it accelerated slightly as it moved over the islands, but it appears to be slowing down again as it begins to draw away. Around half of the storm is now over water, but this is a sea surface temperature comparison. You can see how 30 degrees Celsius or so all the way until landfall in China, and indeed higher temperatures in the Gulf of Tonkin if it makes it that far. The wind shear amounts, those are remaining fairly moderate to high, to be quite honest. If the storm pushes a little bit further towards the north, there'll be lower shear amounts, and that will be to its help. And it is decreasing as well near the coast of China, near Hong Kong, so that could also be a better situation for the storm's intensification. Obviously not good news for China. In terms of moisture, water vapor remaining very high where it is right now and in its forward motion, so that's not going to be an issue either. Looking at the computer models, the CMC first of all takes the storm into China and then Vietnam eventually, and another strong typhoon forming after that as well, which could affect northern Taiwan, the Japanese islands, and possibly the eastern coast of China as well, by the looks of things there. If that plays out, it could be quite a significant scenario there too. The GFS is pretty much what it forecasted for Rammasun, and has that next storm grazing the northern coast of the Philippines by the looks of things, and then heading towards the Chinese coast as well, south of Taiwan, possibly as a typhoon. So the latest satellite imagery, the eye has been detectable almost for the whole loop here, and I think it's just south, just about over water now, to the west of Manila, and expected to move out to sea, of course, over the South China Sea, and then we may see some further development, though, of course. Whilst the storm still is interfered by land, we could see some further weakening before it begins to intensify again. You can see the outer bands towards the left-hand side, a few strong ones there, out over waters. Towards its right-hand side, it's not looking too bad, so the eastern coast of the Philippines should be clearing up very soon now, if it hasn't started to do so already, especially near the initial landfall area. So that endeavour will be over very soon. As of July the 16th at 2 a.m. UTC, there are 6 systems out there. Invest 90E in the Eastern Pacific, 97S in the Southern Indian Ocean, as well as 3 invests in the Western Pacific, 93, 94 and 95W, which could all develop into tropical storms if things go to plan storms-wise. 37 storms have formed so far in 2014 worldwide. Rammasun was the 37th, the 15th typhoon, and the 9th to reach Category 3 intensity, with winds of 115 miles per hour plus. 15 storms have reached Category 1 hurricane status or equivalent on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale, 74 miles per hour sustained winds or higher. You can visit Force 13 on any of its 6 outlets to keep up to date. The website, force13.com, will be most up to date, where you can see all the information on any storm that's out there. The video pages, YouTube and Daily Motion, just search Force 13 on those for regular updates via video. Obviously, you're probably watching on one of those right now. And of course, the social pages, Facebook and Twitter, just search Force 13 on those. It's at Force 13 on Twitter. to stay up to date on those, as well as regular postings with images and other information which may not necessarily appear on videos and the website. And of course you can speak to me personally on Skype at Fool13 for tropical weather chat on there. The next update on this storm will follow at 2 p.m. UTC on July the 16th, that's late evening local time.